On Instagram. Hello. Welcome to Tea Time with Dr. Iyabo on Sunday, January 26th. How is everyone doing today? Hello. Welcome. As you join, please let me know where you're joining in from. This is Dr. Iyabo Webzo. I'm the Money to Honey coach. I'm a relationship coach, business coach. I'm a wellness and weight loss coach, self-esteem coach. I'm that personal coach that every woman needs in their life. So welcome. As you join in, please let me know where you're joining in from. How's everyone doing today? While I'm waiting for all of you to get settled, I'm going to type the topic here is how to know if a man truly loves you. How to know if a man truly loves you. Hello from New Zealand. Wow. You know what? New Zealand is my favorite place in the world. I love to travel. Amalfi Coast used to be my favorite place until I visited New Zealand, and then I'm like, wow, this is God's own country. New Zealand is beautiful. The whole of New Zealand, because we traveled, my husband and I traveled from the North Island to the South Island. All of it was beautiful, but the South Island actually had an edge. Yeah, we really enjoyed the South Island. Hello from Buckinghamshire, UK. Hello, New Zealand. Everybody, welcome. Get set, get comfortable with your cup of tea. Today, we're going to talk about relationships. So I'm typing the topic, how to know if a man truly loves you. And what was it? It was how to choose the right partner. So, how to know if a man truly loves you, and how to choose the right man. Okay, let me pin that. Okay, yes. Hello. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome. If there's any of your friends that you know would love to be in this live conversation, please send this live to them, and you know how to do it. Just type their name in the chat section. Okay? Type their name in the comment section with the @ they'll see it and they'll join. So if there's any of your friends that you know would love to join in this conversation, please send this live to them. It's going to be another awesome conversation. So welcome to Tea Time with Dr. Iyabo. This is my Instagram live talk show. I used to do this a lot last year and even the year before. I believe I started in 2022. Yeah, I think Tea Time started in 2022, and I always used to have a guest. I would invite a guest and we'd chat about a topic. But this time I'm just going to, do the tea time on my own. For the most part, I believe it's next weekend. I actually have 2 guests. They're going to be surprise guests. I'll tell you their names later on this week. Is it next weekend? Yes, next weekend. I have 2 wonderful ladies who are going to join me next Sunday on Tea Time with Dr. Iyabo. So please make sure you have your notifications on for my live, because it's going to be an amazing session. But I will tell you during the week what their names are. So next week I'm going to have 2 guests, but for the most part I'm going to come on to discuss topics by myself. So what I did a few days ago, those of you who are in my stories a lot, I put on a question. Hi Samantha, there's many familiar faces on here. So I created a question survey, and I said, ladies, what are the topics you'd like me to discuss on Tea Time with Dr. Iyabo? And I got some fantastic topics, and I have saved all of them. So for some of you, I did respond, and I said, thank you for this topic. Hey, Samantha, I said, thank you for this topic. I'll make sure that I deal with it in the next few months, right? Because I may not go live every weekend. It just depends on my schedule and family activities and all of that, and time for rest and all of that. But I got some really fantastic topics. You guys gave me some really fantastic topics that you wanted me to talk about, and I picked the first one today. Some of the topics were similar. So what I'm going to do with the similar topics is I'll combine them, right? So today I'm actually dealing with two questions that were very, very similar from two different ladies. And the question was, how to know if a man truly loves me? And how do I choose the right partner? How do I choose the right man for my life? What are the signs? Okay, so those are basically the same thing, because how to choose the right man for your life and how to know if he truly loves you are really on the same spectrum. So who is ready? Who is ready to learn? Who is ready? Where are all my single ladies? Where are all my divorced ladies? Where are they? All my single ladies here. If you're ready to learn, if you have your journal already and you have your pen, just type yes or type a heart emoji or put your hand up. Okay, Samantha says she's ready to learn. Who else is ready to learn? So if you're ready to learn, just put your hand up or send me an emoji or just indicate somehow and say, yay, I'm ready. Or post the emoji of your cup of tea to show me that you're ready. Because guess what? This is tea time with Dr. Iyabo, so we're going to spill the tea. Ha ha ha. And you know me, I like to talk. So once I get into my groove, okay, is it only Samantha that is ready? It seems like it's only Samantha that is ready. I need at least 6 or 7 of you to say I'm ready before I start talking. So there's many of you already on this live. Who else is ready for today's conversation? If you're ready for today's... Okay, somebody else has shown me her cup of tea. You ladies are too sweet. Okay, who else is ready for today's conversation? If I get about 6 yeses, then I'll start. Okay? So, drum roll. Who else is ready? Or is the live... Okay, 3 now. Or is the live just full of men? Where are my single ladies? Oh, very good. Okay, everybody's showing me their tea time emoji. That is so cute. Okay, I love that. So you know what? That's a new trend for tea time with Dr. Iyabo. So what we're going to do is I'll ask you, show me your teacup emoji. And then once you show me your teacup emoji, then we'll start. So cheers. Okay, cheers to spilling the tea about how do you know if a man truly loves you and how do you choose the right partner? What are the signs? Okay, I'm going to try to send this live to the ladies who actually posted this question. Maybe they will join, and if they can't join, they'll watch the replay, because the replay will be on my Instagram page and it will be on my YouTube, okay? So before I even continue, how many of you are already subscribed to my YouTube? If you're already subscribed to my YouTube, can you say yes? I want to make sure, because I have over 7,800 content posts on my Instagram. But on my YouTube, I also have over 500 videos, and many of them are long form videos, meaning you can sit down and watch like a 45-minute video, sometimes over 1 hour video, 30-minute video. So I have a lot of long form videos on my YouTube. So who is subscribed to my YouTube here? Okay, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube, make sure that after this live, you go and subscribe. So I'm going to type it here. Subscribe to my YouTube. Search at Dr. Iyabo. It's the same handle. My handle is the same. So if you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube, you are missing out on some really fantastic long form videos that will change your life. So let's dive in. How do you know if a man truly loves you? If you've been following me long enough, you know my mantra for life. You know my foundational principle for life, and that is personal responsibility. The minute you can understand that you're responsible for your own life and all the answers, thank you so much, and all the answers you need for your life are actually inside here and they're also up there with God. Okay? Did you hear me? That's the first thing I want us to gather here. I hope you're making notes. So how do you know if a man truly loves you? The first point I want to talk about is personal responsibility. What does that mean? I'm sure you're thinking, Dr. Iyabo, I'm asking you that. What are the signs I should look for if a man truly loves me? How do I choose the right partner? You're talking about personal responsibility. Yeah, personal responsibility. You know what you're going to do with that personal responsibility? You are going to ask yourself, what do I need in a man? What do I need in my future husband? What is going to make me happy that my future husband will do to me? What kind of traits will he have that will make me happy? What do I need in that man that I'll feel fulfilled? I'll feel like I have a partner for life. I'll feel like I have somebody who has my back, who makes me feel safe, who cherishes me. What do I want? What do I need in a future partner? So that's the first question you're going to ask yourself. Hi sis, hi Kemi, how are you? Cook and Coach with Kemi. So Cook and Coach with Kemi, we're talking about the topic I picked today is, how do you know if a man truly loves you? Okay, so 2 women asked me the question on the survey that I did on my stories, so I combined them together. How do you know if a man truly loves you? And also, how do you choose the right partner? And how do you know what are the signs? Hi sis, what are the signs that he's a good partner? So I started off with the first thing women need to take into consideration. Number 1 is personal responsibility. You have to be responsible for your own happiness now and your future happiness. In that, and how does that apply in the context of knowing how a man loves you? What do you want in a man? What do you need in your future partner? Before I met my husband, I had written a list which I was modifying and changing over the years. I wrote a list after my divorce, and then I kept modifying it as I got wiser and wiser. The more books I read, the more I grew, the more I did the inner work and the inner healing. I was adjusting that list. So what do you want in a man? Because if you don't know what you want in a man, you're just going to settle for whatever or whoever comes your way. And you won't really know if you are seeing what you want exactly. So, if you go to the grocery store and your intention is to go there and buy produce, fruits and veggies and healthy foods, and you want to, change your diet for the year, and you don't have a list, and you just walk in there and as you walk in there, you start seeing, things for sale, 3 for $2, buy 4, get 1 free, buy 5, get 1 free, and you see a box of donuts and they say, buy 2 boxes of donuts, get 1 free, buy these chips. You're going to start loading your cart with all of those things because you're operating on emotions. You're not operating on what you really want. You're not operating on facts. Okay, you're operating on emotions. This happens to a lot of women. There's some women who are just tired of being single. They're tired of being lonely. They just want somebody to make them feel good, or they feel like, I'm the only single woman in my friend group. Everybody is dating. Everybody has a boyfriend. Everybody's married. So any Tom, Dick, or Harry that comes their way or shows them some attention or says, you look pretty. Would you like to go on a date? They just fall for the man, and they get roped in without actually trying to figure out, does this man fit the criteria of the man I want for my future? So number 1 is your personal responsibility. You're going to ask yourself, what do I need in my future partner? Number 1, I would like him to be a kind man. Number 2, I would like to be physically attracted to him. I would like him to be a man who is in shape. I don't want him to be overweight. I want him to be a man who is in shape. Number 3, I don't want a man who smokes. No smoker. Number 4, I only want a man who drinks occasionally. I don't want a man who drinks every day and drinks 4 bottles of beer before he can go to sleep, or drinks a bottle of wine every night, right? I would like a man who is in this kind of career situation. I would prefer a man who is a business owner. I would prefer a man, I definitely want a man who has a positive father figure in his life. If I meet him and he doesn't have any father figure and he cannot finish, he can't talk for one sentence without saying, my mom, my mama did this, and yes, my mom said, and my mom said, then, so what are you looking for? Also, for me, one of the things I needed him to be a divorced man with kids. That sounds strange, right? But it was one of my non-negotiables because I was in my late 40s. I was divorced. I had 2 children. I would be deceiving myself if I said I wanted to marry a man who had no kids and who had never been married before. First of all, I was in my late 40s, and I obviously my age group to date was like, I kept changing it. There was a time I'm like, you know what, I could date a man who is in his early 40s, early 40s to like mid 50s, and then I changed it to like 45. But I didn't mind a younger man, but not too much younger. So I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what, I can date a man who is like -5 years younger than me, but nothing less than that. But imagine if I was open to dating a man who was 45 or 48 or whatnot, and then he had never been married and he had no kids. That to me is a red flag. Again, it happens. I know it's not anybody's fault that they didn't get married, but especially if the man is getting close to 50. If I meet a man who's like 47, 48, 49, 50 and plus, and he's never been married before, that's a red flag to me. So no, honestly, so I specifically wanted a man who had been married before, who was divorced, and he must have had kids. Because if you're a man who is that old, in your 40s to 50s, and you've never had kids, you will not understand the sacrifices that are required to be a parent. So that was one of my non-negotiables. I had it on my list that he had to be divorced with kids. He had to have a prominent father figure in his life. He had to be a man who was ambitious, who had a good career, a good business. I had all those things. So how do you know if a man loves you? I have directed the question back onto you. You have to first empower yourself to know what you're looking for in a man. Because if you just put yourself out there randomly, and I'll read your comments in a second, if you just put yourself out there randomly in the dating field and you're like, okay, let me just start dating men and let me see, let me try and figure out who loves me or not. That is the worst way to date. Make a list. Take personal responsibility. Find out what you need in your future man. Okay? So that's the first step. Personal responsibility. Who on here is single or divorced and has a list? And yes, be clear on what you want. Who has made a list? Block this man bad to me at comment. Let me see. I can't do. What did he comment there? Oh, let me see. Remove from block. They're so rude. They are so rude, these men. Is he gone? I've blocked him. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Is he gone or is he still commenting? Let me see. I think he's gone now. I don't think he'll be able to comment anymore. Yeah. They are just, these people, they're ridiculous. They lack emotional intelligence. These trolls, they're bored of, they're not bored, they're unhappy in their lives. Anyway, let's reset. So, you're welcome, dear. So you have to know what you want, and like that, this silly, rude man said, nobody is too old to date. I don't care if you're 55 or 65 or 75 or 85. There's a partner out there for everyone. Okay? Our God who created us has put the right partner out there for everyone. So don't fret, don't lose hope, don't let anybody tell you you're too old, you're too this, you're too that. They are the ones that have an issue. So please, you've written down number one, personal responsibility. Okay, what I was asking was, who is a single divorced woman on here who has made a list? Who has a list of all the traits and characteristics and features and personality traits that they need in their future husband? Please type something, let me know so that I can have time to start reading some of the comments. Hello, Eve. Hi, dear. So if you have a list, if you have taken personal responsibility to write a list of what you need in your future husband, and let me tell you, if you don't know what you need in your future husband, that's a red flag for you. Let me stop here. That's a red flag for you. That means that you should stop dating. You need some quiet time away from men, time away from dating to figure out what you need in your future partner. Because, if you don't know what you need, then you're operating from an emotional point of view. You're operating from loneliness. You're operating from neediness. But if you truly are ready for marriage, if you truly are ready for, your future husband to come your way, you have to know what you're looking for. Because I know some of you are probably thinking, do I even know what I need in my future husband? Do I even know what I want? If you don't know what you want in your future husband, you need to take time off dating to get to introspect and learn about yourself and learn about who you are, what you stand for, and what you need in your future partner. Because if you don't know what you need, that's a red flag, okay? So who on here has a list? If you don't have a list, just say no. Yes, somebody says me, but I need to update it. I have a list, I'm single too, not divorced, but I have a list. Okay, there's a lady here who says she's not divorced, but she has a list. So what do you have a list for? Are you single? Because if you're married, what do you need a list for? Givens Freeman, please enlighten us. Are you single? Maybe you're single, because she said, I'm not divorced, but I have a list. So are you single? Okay, so who else has a list? Somebody said they don't want to hear women getting better in life. I know. What if the man I have, someone is asking a question, what if the man I have ticks all my boxes, but I'm not sure if he loves me back? How do I know if he loves me? I'm coming to that. Just hold on. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to the, yeah. I'm coming to that in a second. Let me see. I didn't know you were live. Okay, well, now you know. Okay, say, Okay, let me see. Okay, I don't think there's any more comments. And if you have any questions, you can type your questions at any time. Oh, okay. Givens Freeman says she's single. Yes, this talk is for single and divorced women. If you're not married, this talk is for you. And even if you're married, stay on, because you may be able to pick up some tips here and there. Okay, all right. Okay, so now that we know that we have to have a list, we need to know what we're looking for. Now, the second thing, okay, Pride of Africa is typing everything. Okay, but now let's get into the nitty-gritty. The second key word for this talk is clarity. Okay, so how do you know? So you've written a list, right? You know the things you would love to have. You've written a list of about 10 things, and you're like, I just pray that my future husband has all of these things, and these are non-negotiables. I just pray that God will bring me a man who has all these things. And we're not talking about saying the man should have $1 million. Please, if you have money, okay, if you have money on your list that he should be rich, go and remove it, because that you should make your own money. Yes, you can write there that he should be ambitious, He should be self-sufficient. You know, he should have a progressive career. He should be able to provide for himself and for the family, and I'll help him as well. But writing on a list that I want a rich man is just, it's just unrealistic. It's unrealistic, and it will get you into the wrong hands. Okay? Yeah. So, thank you. Thank you for saying I'm beautiful. Thank you. So the second key word is clarity. You've written the list. You start dating the man. You've been dating for about 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. Do you have clarity or do you have confusion? Let me explain. You've been dating this man. He's been planning dates, hopefully. You've been going out. He's been, you know what, he's been consistent with planning dates. You've been going out with him, seeing each other. It's the 3rd month or 4th month, 5th, 6th month. Are you getting clarity on all of the things you wrote on your list in number 1 in your personal responsibility, or are you confused? A man who loves you, okay? A man who is a good man, a man who is a high quality man, a man who is ready to commit to you, a man who is ready to make your life better than he found it, will give you clarity. You are not going to be confused. You are not going to be in my DM asking me, Dr. Iyabo, I've been dating this guy for 9 months, but I'm not sure. I don't even know if he's a good guy or not. Do you think I should marry him? I'm confused. I'm scared. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm getting cold feet. That man doesn't love you. Ladies, are you with me? Are you following? I have 3 keywords for you for this topic. The second keyword is clarity. If you're following, type yes. Do you have clarity? As you're dating this man, are you feeling good about yourself? Are you feeling joyful about yourself? Are you feeling at peace? Are you feeling optimistic? Are you feeling the best about yourself? Do you feel like you're just, you're on top of the world? Like, oh wow, God has answered my prayers. Look at this guy. He's giving me clarity. We go out on dates. He makes me feel good. He opens the door for me. He's consistent. He texts me. He calls me. He plans dates. He's not pushing for sex. Sometimes when I even go to his house, he makes a meal. We clean up together. His house is clean. I've met some of his friends. I've met some of his family. He's a good guy. He has good morals. He has good values. He's consistent. Do you have clarity as you're dating this man, or are you confused? If you're confused, this man does not love you. So, if you are clear about everything you had on your list in number 1, personal responsibility, remember you had written down all the things you need in the man. And then now as you're getting to know him, you're like, oh, this man is checking off my list. He's been to church with me. He's a God-fearing man. Oh, this man has learned some really good, responsible, upstanding qualities from his dad. Oh, he's learned a lot of good qualities from his uncle who raised him. Wow, he's such a gentleman. Oh, he's so consistent. After the date, he texts me and he says he had such a wonderful time. And then the following day, he texts me every day, or he calls me to check in to make sure I'm fine. If I see I'm not available, he's not pushing. He makes me feel really good. When we got on a date the other day, he brought me a bouquet of roses. Wow, this guy is really nice. He's so well-mannered. He talks about women who are successful with so much pride. On, and I'm attracted to him. On and on and on. This guy is giving you clarity. This means this man is falling in love with you. This means this man wants to make you happy. That's why he's giving you clarity. He cares about your feelings. He wants you as his future partner. He wants you to be happy. He values you. He adores you. He's probably told you that he loves you. And I know saying I love you doesn't mean he really loves you. But he's giving you clarity. That is the number 2. That is what you need to be looking for. If you're confused, that man does not love you. There's something not right. If you're confused, go back and look at your number 1 list, your personal responsibility, the work you had done. Go through that list and you'll see that there's something missing from that list. Okay? Are you all following me? Okay, it's Pride of Africa says, I was getting clarity until he started insisting that we must fornicate. And I said no. And he started acting up. Now there's no more clarity. What did I just say? What did I just say? So I'm pretty sure that my sister here, Pride of Africa, knew what she wanted. She had made a list. She had taken personal responsibility to tell herself and write everything down that she needed in her future husband. And one of those things was, I don't want to have sex before marriage. And then she meets this guy who she's starting to like him. Everything looks like it's going well, but the guy is insisting on sex before marriage. And she says no. So everybody who's on this live, what would you advise your sister to do? Let's all be the relationship coach for our sister here. And guys, please type your questions. Let's make this interactive, because this is like a free coaching session for you. So for those of you who are following, our sister here has posted a question that she had clarity before, but then he's insisting that they fornicate, and she doesn't want to fornicate. She doesn't want to have sex outside of marriage. So now she doesn't have clarity. She's confused. Okay? So one of our sisters here, Samantha, says, walk away. The second person says, so true, it took her back to the list. You see? So the reason why she doesn't have clarity anymore is because something is off from the list she wrote. You see now the importance of writing that list. If she didn't write that list, she may just have given in and like, okay, maybe we should just have sex once and it will be okay. But she had defined her non-negotiables before she started dating this man. And she knew she did not want sex outside of marriage. So now that this man is insisting, she's confused. The clarity has been flushed down the toilet. That's too graphic. But the clarity has been thrown out the window. So this man doesn't love you because he's not respecting your values. And imagine if you force yourself to get married to this man, it will get 10 times worse. If you force yourself to marry him, you'll marry this man and he will not respect you. He will not respect your values. He will not respect the way you want to be treated. He will not respect you because he has shown you the sign that he doesn't respect what you're saying. If this was a man who loved you, if you told him, I don't want to have sex before marriage, he will say, that's fine. He will respect your value. He will say, that's fine. I mean, no rush. It's okay. I don't have to have sex. I just want to have you in my life as my future wife. Sex will come, in due time. No worries. That's totally fine. Let's just enjoy each other's company. I respect your decision, but he's insisting on sex. That means he doesn't love you. Okay? Another sister said, leave him. Of course, I'm going to save this video. It's going to be on my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Dr. Iyabo. It will also be on my Instagram. Another sister said, find a guy who shares the same values. Somebody says, boundaries are a must. If she wasn't a virgin before, why does she want to wait? No man wants cat in a bag. I don't know what that means, but anyway, see, everybody is saying walk away. Dr. Iyabo, I feel like you're my sister and so proud of you. Oh, thank you, my love. Thank you, Shanga 986. Look, I'm the sister of everybody here. I'm telling you. Stay faithful to your faith and God. A man who wants you will not make her compromise her values. Yes, haven't been in a relationship for 15 years. Any advice? Is this a man or a woman asking about haven't been in a relationship for 15 years? I can't really tell. But this topic is not about that. So I want to focus on the topic. Yeah, true. Start how you want to finish. Wonderful advice. So that was number 2. So when I saw this question about how do you know if a man truly loves you, I loved the question. I went into my quiet time. I started introspecting and preparing for this talk. And I just wrote down 3 things to help women. I'm coming to the 3rd one. Number 1, we have discussed personal responsibility. Write down the list of things that you need in a man, and you can go back to the beginning of this video to get all the tips I talked about with that. Number 2, clarity. Number 3, time. And you're like, time? What are you talking about, Dr. Iyabo? I'm asking you to tell me how to know if a man truly loves me, and you're talking about time. Time. Let me take a sip of my tea. If a man loves you, he will sacrifice and devote his most precious time to be with you. Do you want me to repeat that? If a man loves you, he will devote, sacrifice, prioritize his time to be with you. He will want, not in an obsessive way, but he will not give you excuses like I was at work, I was traveling. He's not going to ghost you. Some of these men will come, or they will be around for 1 week, then they will go missing for 1 month and come back and say, oh, I love you very much. I was just busy with work. I was just traveling. Oh, you know, I'm the CEO of a company. I just was busy. I didn't have time. And then they'll go again to their other girlfriends for 3 weeks and then come back and say, oh, would you like to go out to dinner? A man who loves you will prioritize you with his time, because time is money for all of us humans. Time is precious. Time is a gem, especially for men. The time of men is very valuable to them. So if a man loves you, you will know. Nobody will have to tell you, because he will be prioritizing spending time with you. Even when he's not planning a date, he will call you every single day. My husband called me not text. My husband called me every single day when we were dating, when we were not seeing each other face to face. Okay? And he had a busy job. At that time, he hadn't even started his business. He started his business after he met me. After I think 1 or 2 years after he met me. I don't remember the timeline. But he was working a very busy job at the time. He had his 2 sons who he had a visitation with, who visited him every other week. He was a busy man. But we saw each other a lot. My husband planned dates consistently. When we went on dates, during that date, before we left, he would be asking me what my calendar was so that he could plan the next date. He didn't want to even take the chances of me being stolen by any other man. Now when we talk about, he would plan the dates already. If he didn't plan it right then at the end of that date, when he got home, he would be texting me and saying, oh, I really enjoyed being around you. I really enjoyed that date. When can we go out again? He prioritized his time. Okay? And the times we were not spending time face to face, I'm telling you, God above knows, I'm not lying. You know me that I value, I'm a Jesus lover, and I value my relationship with God. So I cannot see anything here that I'm lying. He's downstairs, he can hear me. My husband called me every single day, even when we were not together. It didn't have to be a long conversation. he would just call and say, how are you? And if I didn't pick up, because of course I didn't always run to the phone, once in a while if I was busy and I didn't pick up, I would call him back. But he always initiated. I never called him. Never. I never called him to say, hey, hi Neil, how are you doing? He initiated the calls every day. Like I said, once in a while, if I missed his call, then I would call him back. But he called me every day. He planned all the dates. So how much of this man's time is he sacrificing to be with you, to spend time with you? Or are you the one having to ask him for his time? Time is a sign of love from a man. Men show you that they love you with their actions. And those actions will give you number 2 and number 3. A man's actions will give you clarity that he loves you. If you're confused, if you're dating a man and you're confused, I'm not sure, I like him, but when I go and visit him, his house is a mess. He throws his underwear on the ground. Everything looks terrible. I like this man, but why does he talk about his mother every time? Why does he, have to ask his mother a question all the time? I like this man, but he doesn't call me until I call him. I like him. I'm attracted to him. He's rich, like some of you like. He's rich, but I've noticed that he doesn't call me until I call him or text him. I like this man, but why does he disappear for 2 weeks and then he'll come back and then he'll start saying he was busy? I'm not sure about this man, but I think I'm falling in love. You guys understand what I'm talking about? You guys understand. So if he gives you clarity on that list you had written in number 1, he is a man who truly loves you or who is falling in love with you. And he is a man that you should choose to be your partner. Why? Because he checks off the list you had written before. And then number 3, the final way to, you see how I simplified it for you guys? These things are simple. Then the third thing is, how much time does he devote to you? How much time? Time is precious. Time is valuable. If this man values you, he will prioritize you in his daily schedule. He will give you his time. He will plan dates. He will spend time with you on the dates. He will plan some, lovely dates. He'll plan, let's go to the museum tonight, this week. Let's go out to that new restaurant this week. Let's go here. Let's go there. He will call you even when you're busy. You don't have time to see him, or when he's busy. You will feel this guy's presence in your life every day, and you'll have clarity, and you'll feel like you're sitting on top of the world. That's it. That's it. Okay, I can't recap, my dear. I can't recap because I'm about to be done, but the replay will be on my Instagram and also on my YouTube. So if anybody who is joining late, I can't recap because, I can't keep recapping. But I want you guys to ask me your questions now and then I'm done. So I gave you 3 points on how to know if a man truly loves you. Only 3 points. And everything you can think about falls into those 3 things. There's nothing else to worry yourself about, to have sleepless nights all over. Just number 1, personal responsibility. Number 2, clarity. Number 3, time. And please watch the replay of this video from beginning to the end. Don't fast forward, rewind like some of you do. If you really want to learn, make sure you watch the entirety of this video from the beginning to the end so that you can really hear my thoughts, so that you don't go and start dreaming or choosing a partner who doesn't love you. Number 1, number 2, number 3, that's it. Skyle B says, if I don't see actions, it's not worth my time. Exactly. You're right, sis. I've been single for 8 years now. From last year, I asked God to put in my way my husband. I'm 43 years old. I haven't been married. Yes, action is everything. Men show you their love by action, and the way how action is going to help you is that you're going to have clarity, and the way they put their actions into action is by prioritizing you in their time, devoting their time to you, sacrificing their time to you. If a man doesn't have time to you, it's time for you, he's not in love with you. So those of you who have men who are blowing hot and cold, who are inconsistent, who come and go, they're in love with you this week and then they disappear, they're not prioritizing you in their time, they don't love you, and they do not have characteristics of a husband that you want for your future. So that's it. So that's it. Do you have any questions? If you don't have any questions, I have answered that topic. As simple as ABC. Another question, Doctor, I'm an independent woman of 43 years old. I have one son and I've been single for 8 years. I haven't opened no doors to anyone. Is time now right, Doctor? That's a question for you to answer. You are the only one who can know if it's time for you to date. You are the only one that can answer that question. If you're asking me if it's now time for you to date, that means it's not yet time. Because you're the only one who can answer that question. You'll feel it in your heart. You will know that you're emotionally ready to be with a future partner. You will know that you've done the inner work, you've done the inner healing, and you're ready. So if you're asking me whether you're ready to date or not, I suspect that you're not ready. So that is something you have to introspect about, and go into your quiet world and go into your inner world and ask yourself, am I truly ready? But if you're asking me that question, you're not yet ready to date. You still have some reservations about dating. So make sure that you do the inner work and you try and find out why you're still holding back on wanting to date. There's something there that is holding you back. Maybe you still have some inner work to do. You still have some inner transformational work to do. So please do that before you start dating. I have been writing you. It's like you can't see my comments. Oh, really? Let me see. Have I been missing your comments? Let me see, love. Thank you very much. God bless. Eve Presley, let me see. What are your thoughts on sex before marriage? I say don't do it. I say wait until marriage. Yeah. Don't have sex before marriage. I did. Yeah, I did. My first marriage I did. But it's best to just not. Just keep yourself sex-free before marriage. So that because once you give your body to that man, it's like giving away your spirit. It's like, sex is very spiritual. Once you have sex with a man, especially for us women, for men it's more physical. For women, having sex is a very spiritual, very deep connection. So once you give yourself with sex to a man, it kind of it makes you lose all of your inhibitions. You won't be able to see clearly. God has a reason for saying don't have sex before marriage, because once you do that, it's just very hard for you to be able to have 20/20 vision, to be able to decide if this man is good for you or not. You just become artificially attached to that man, and it's just not good. So I will say no. And even if you've been having sex, you can still stop. You can stop. Let me see. Eve Presley, I want to make sure I answer your question. Let me see, because you said you've been typing. Let me look, please. Give me 1 second. Can you type it again? I must have missed it. Eve. Oh, my dear. Eve, I don't see your question. Can you maybe type it in the question bubble? I don't want to, oh, my question is talking stage appropriate? What's the time limit? Oh, my question is talking stage appropriate? What's the time limit? Okay, I like that question. So, I think what you're asking me, if Presley is that how much time should you talk before you go on a date with a man? Is talking stage, yeah, I see. Okay, yeah, let me answer your question. So, the talking stage means you're talking on the phone, you haven't seen each other, right? You're waiting for him to invite you out on a date, right? Talking stage before a date is maximum 3 to 5 days. Okay? You are not a phone pal. You are not a teenager. You are an adult. You don't have time to be talking to a man on the phone. Okay? You don't have time. I'm not even saying 1 week, not even 1 week. If a man is truly interested in you, 3 to 5 days, maximum. If he hasn't invited you out on a date, the next time he calls you or he texts you, just say, it's been nice talking to you on the phone, but I am looking for something serious. Okay? I'm looking for something serious. So I'm a really busy woman. I honestly don't have the time to talk on the phone anymore, but I wish you the best in your search. That's it. And then wait and see what he does. Okay, don't tell him you haven't planned dates, I'm waiting for you to plan dates. No, you'll just say, it's been very nice chatting with you on the phone, but I'm really busy. And I do not have the time to chat on the phone. I wish you the very best in your search. Take care and God bless. That's it. Then sit back and see what happens. 3 to 5 days maximum. 3 to 5 days maximum. That's it. If Presley, did I answer your question? Okay. Vivacious Eve, and I'm going to answer all your questions before I leave. Vivacious Eve says, what about talking on the phone for a long distance relationship? Okay. Long distance relationship, again, it depends on how long the long distance is. Okay? But it's the same rules. Don't give long distance relationships. Don't become a phone pal with anybody. I don't care if you are in an African country and this man lives in New Zealand or he lives in Vietnam, the other side of the world. I don't care. Okay? The longest flight in the world, I think, is 24 hours. I'm not sure if there's anything longer unless you want to stay somewhere. It's the same rule. 3 to 5 days. It's the same rule. Women, you give men too much leeway. A man who knows that you're high quality, he will fly over the biggest mountain to get to you. If he needs to crawl under somewhere, okay? So you've been chatting for 3 to 5 days. You live in Nigeria. This man lives in Vietnam. Let's just say how far it is, right? 3 to 5 days, and he's still talking. Oh, hi. So what are your hobbies? So where do you work? Oh, look, the weather is nice today. It's cloudy. It's snowing. So, and he's not saying anything about coming down to visit you. On the 5th day, this is what you're going to do, Eve. Both of you are Eve. On the 5th day, you're going to say the same thing. It's been really wonderful chatting with you. I've had a lovely time getting to know you in the last 5 days. But honestly, I'm really busy. I have a lot going on. And as you know, I'm looking for something serious. So when you're ready to get to, with the long distance relationship, you can say, so when you're ready to get to know me, please let me know. but I don't have prolonged phone conversations with men. I want a real life relationship. That's it. That's it. You guys give men too much leeway, okay? This is why they ghost you, they go, because this man will be talking to you as a phone pal for the next 2 years. But a woman who has strict boundaries, he would have jumped on a plane to go and see her even after talking to her for 2 days. But you guys entertain them, you stay on the phone and you'll be talking, oh yeah, so what are you wearing today? Oh, I'm wearing a brown top and black skirt. So what's the weather in your part? So this and no. You set your boundaries. Both Eves that asked this question, did I answer your question? You set your boundaries. Okay, so let me see. Many questions are coming now. I'm not going to be able to take all your questions, but let me see. I started following you. I'm very happy I found you. Very amazing, your content. Thank you, Skal. Thank you, Skal B. Love you so much. Thank you. So both Eves that asked a similar, the sun is really coming in now. I hope you guys can still see me. How about a married man who says he wants to leave his wife for me? I keep seeing him in my dreams. I hope it's not voodoo. Tina. Tina, child. Tina. You know the answer to that question. You know the answer to the question. A married man is a no. Because what goes around comes around. If you damage that man's marriage, if he leaves his wife for you, karma will come around to hurt you. He will leave you the same way he left his wife. Karma is real. You're seeing him in your dreams because you're obsessed with him. It's not voodoo. It's not voodoo. You are obsessed with him. A married man is not available. Don't do to others what you don't want others to do to you. A man who leaves his wife, if you break at a woman's home, it's going to happen to you in no time. Okay? And that curse can also come back to hurt your kids. Anything that I do in life, I do it with a clear and open mind so that God not only blesses me, but he also blesses me and my children. Women, be careful out there. Be careful about dating married men and going to ruin some other women's homes, because it will come back 100 times back to hurt you. This man will cheat on you as well, and the karma that you have done to destroy another woman's home could also affect your generations to come. Leave that man alone and stop making excuses you're seeing him in your dreams. Go and look for a single man who is available. Please, don't do it. That's all I have to say. Vivacious Eve says, that's also my decision, no sex before marriage. A lot of men has backed out on that, but I don't care though. I'm waiting for the right person that will check off my boxes. Absolutely. A man who loves you will respect your boundaries, he will respect your values, and he will wait. Those ones who don't want to wait are no good. They don't respect your boundaries, and if you marry them, after you're married to them, they still will not respect your boundaries. Those are the narcissists in waiting. Men who don't respect women's boundaries, they are narcissists in waiting. Avoid them. Avoid them. Okay? Avoid them. What if he wants to have the date at his house? It is okay to have a date at his house after several dates. Never, ever go to a man's house or invite him to your house for the first 10 dates. Never. you have to get to know this man first. First of all, for safety reasons. You don't know if he's a serial murderer. You don't know if he's going to chop you up and put you inside his freezer. Okay? You don't know what he is. So get to know him first. Google him, get to know him, meet him outside in public places for at least the first 10 dates. Meet some other people who know him. Meet a few of his friends or meet his family. I didn't go to my husband's house until I had met his father. He brought his dad on our third date. I met his father, who was in his 80s. I had Googled him. I had a good feeling about him. Okay? And we had discussed some boundaries. So like if you're a woman who doesn't want to have sex before marriage, you have to talk about it with this man before you go and visit him in his house or he comes to your house. Because if you don't, he will force you into sex. And he can even rape you. So you can have dates at each other's homes, but not for the first 10 dates or 15 dates. Have dates in public. Okay? Have dates in public. How about talking on the phone for a long distance relationship? I've answered that. What about after the first date? How long do you wait before getting into a relationship? You wait to get into a relationship when the man asks you to get into a relationship. However, if you've had about 10 dates, he should know what he wants. After 10 dates, after 10 consecutive dates, I'm not talking about 10 dates that take 6 months. A man who is consistent, who you're going out on a date with maybe once or twice a week, and you have gone out on about 10 to 12 dates, he should know if he wants to be exclusive with you. You don't need to date a man for 6 months or for 5 years for him to know. So if you've gone out on 10 dates, 10 to 12 dates that have been consecutive over about, well, what's that, about 2 months or so? About 6 weeks to 2 months. Nothing more than that. A man should be asking you, oh, Eve, I would love for you to be my girlfriend. I would love for us to start dating exclusively. Can you close down your online dating profile? And I will close down my online dating profile. Me and my husband, we closed down our Match.com profiles in front of each other. We were transparent. When he asked me to be his girlfriend and for us to be exclusive, we met and we closed down our profiles in front of each other. Not only did we just, because there's a way you can kind of just pause it. We didn't pause it. We removed our profiles completely. We were transparent. So after about 6 weeks to 2 months, you should know. I mean, yeah, he should know. He should be asking you. It will be saved. This live is, don't worry, it's going to be on my Instagram. Okay? Yeah. So let me see. So I hope I answered that question. If a man dating you and someone else and said he needs time, kick him out. If you know that a man is dating you and he's dating someone else and he tells you he needs time, send him a text and say, it was lovely getting to know you. Okay? But I will not, but I'm not a woman who sits around waiting for a man to decide between me and another woman. I wish you the very best in your search. All the best, bye. If a man tells you he's dating somebody else and he needs time, he's devaluing you. That man is not a good man to be around. If you marry that man, you are stepping into hell. Okay? Because that man, that's even an insult. A man who values you should never say that out of his mouth. Okay? That man is disrespecting you and you need to leave him. That's not right. Okay? Dr. Iyabo, what about women, they divorced and tired of relationship and want how to heal? Okay, if you need to heal, you'll have to enroll in my coaching, Shanga. Okay, if you need healing from all your past wounds, that is something you have to enroll in my coaching. That's not a question I can answer here. That's a 6-month coaching session. Healing takes time. Okay? If you're dating a man who already was dating someone else before meeting you, but he said he needs time to get to know you, How long should you give him to decide whether it's you or the other one? A man who voices that out of his mouth, that he's also dating somebody else and he needs time to get to know you, is a useless man. He's disrespecting you, he's devaluing you. Don't sit around listening to that man. As soon as a man tells you, oh, I'm dating somebody else as well and I need time to get to know you, just say, you know what? Thanks for letting me know. It's been very nice getting to know you in this short period of time, but I don't stick around with men who are juggling me with other women. Please, I wish you the best for the future, and leave. Once you do that, then he'll come back and start begging, because he'll see that you're a no-nonsense, high-value man. But even if you're going to take him back, let him work to have you back. If he calls you back, just say, no, I'm sorry, I'm not doing this. I can promise you that if you say that to a man, he will chase you down, because he'll be like, Chai, that woman is a no-nonsense woman. Oh, this woman is different from every woman that I've met. She's not even desperate. She told me to just leave because I told her I'm trying to compare her with somebody else. Men know what they're doing. They know. They will try it out with you. Okay? They will try it out with you. If a man says that to you, tell him, thank you, but no thanks. Please, I release you to that other woman that you're getting to know. I don't sit around to be juggled with other women. Okay? And you'll see that man will chase you down. And it's okay to take him back, but you must let him work for you. Don't take him back immediately. Do not take him back immediately. Let him chase you down for months and months and months, and you just start dating other men. Let him work for it. Let him know that you're not a woman who is going to be on the side in case he likes the other one. No. How long do you keep talking to a man before getting into a relationship? I've talked about that. 10 to 12 dates is maximum. If a man doesn't ask you to be his girlfriend, to be exclusive after 10 to 12 dates, tell him you're done. He doesn't have to leave his wife. Two wives is very okay. Who is this person? Who is this person? I'm telling you, there's these trolls. 2 wives is very okay. Not on this live. We don't discuss polygamy on this live. If you want somebody who talks about polygamy, maybe you should find another coach. I don't discuss polygamy here. I'm sorry. I think that's all the questions. I think that's all the questions. I can't, there's a lot of questions, so I can't see all of them. There's many. You guys are typing all at the same time. Why is he not flying to you? Yes, yeah, I think you guys are helping each other out here. You should give him no time. A man who knows what he wants should not be juggling 2 women at the same time. Thank you, Cook and Coach with Kemi. Especially him saying it to your face. That means he doesn't even respect you. You know, many men who are doing that, they even hide it. He's saying it to you. Oh my gosh, no. What if the man wants me to fly to him and he's paid for the tickets to and fro after speaking to him for 3 months? For 3 months. You've been talking to a man on the phone for 3 months. And then when he finally wants to see you, he paid for your ticket to come down to see him. There's many red flags flying around there. Never, ever, ever chat with a man for more than 3 to 5 days before he makes the effort to come to say he's planning to come and see you. 3 months already, this man has taken you for granted. He doesn't value you. And then you are the one flying to see him after those 3 months. Terrible idea. This man is not going to value you. He's going to break your heart. That is not a good scenario at all. But I'm going to answer this last question, then I'm signing off. Okay? And you guys can come and enroll in my coaching. Good evening, Ma. What advice in a situation whereby the person you are in a relationship, loves you and cares for you, but he isn't financially ready for marriage, but I'm ready, so what do I do? Well, he doesn't love you. He's not right for you, because you need to watch this whole video again. When you watch this whole video and you see what I said about personal responsibility, about writing a list of what you need, about clarity and about time, then you'll understand that this man is not right for you. Because if you wrote on your list that you need a man who's financially ready, and then this man is not financially ready, he's not for you, let him go. Let him go. You're just going to force yourself into that marriage and it's not going to work out well. For me, thank you very much. There's a question in here. What do you think about sharing the same faith religion in a relationship? That's a very personal question. That one is very personal. It's up to you. If you're Muslim and your husband is Christian, you are going to have to decide with yourself if you want that. Religion is one that I try not to get into because that's a very personal preference. The only thing I say avoid is if a man tells you with his mouth that he's an atheist, please run. Okay? Please run. If a man tells you I'm an atheist, I don't believe in God, you need to run. But when it comes to, oh, he's Jewish, I'm Christian, or I'm Muslim, he's Christian, or, he's Buddhist, or that is going to be up to you. What does your faith tell you? What does your inner self tell you? I can't answer that question for you. If one of your non-negotiables is that he must be the same religion as me, then stick to your non-negotiables. If you're a Christian and you only want to marry a Christian, then stick to your non-negotiables. But I can't really advise you on religion. It's going to be up to you, because religion does not determine the character of a person. There are many people out there who call themselves Christians and they're the worst people. Okay? They are the worst people walking around. So it's not about being Christian or about being Muslim, but are you Christ-like? Okay? But, religion is one that, again, I don't like getting into. You are going to have to decide for yourself what you think is best for you as per religion. Okay? I dated this guy and I broke up with him because I was not available and she was only available for me. So now he's in a relationship with one of my friends and he wants me back. What do I do? I'm not answering any more questions. Come to my DM, enroll in my coaching. I hope you guys enjoyed this session. I gave you 3 tips, 3 strategies on how to know if a man loves you or not. How to know if a man, let me see what the question was. How to know if a man loves you, how to know if you're choosing the right partner, and what are the signs of a good partner. So I hope this helped. Any other relationship questions you have, come to my DM, enroll in my coaching. This replay will be on my Instagram and it will also be on my YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. God bless you. See you next Sunday. Yes, and I'm bringing 2 guests next Sunday. Don't miss it. Turn on your notifications for my live. Love you all. God bless. Bye-bye.